Ever since I could write, art has been an important part of my life. I remember when I was about 13 years old, all of my peers were talking about where we were going to go on from that point. After I started talking about my art and how I wanted to go through that, somebody points at me, laughs, and says, "This fool's going to school for coloring." Everybody in the conversation laughed, and I'll remember that moment for the rest of my life, because art is an important aspect of my life. I'm now 20, still coloring. I'm getting a degree for coloring, and I am the owner of my own art business, One of a Kind Arts, LLC. My name is Jeffrey Miles, and I'd like to thank you, art gallery owners and investors, to this presentation. What is One of a Kind Arts? 1KA for short. It's a company centered around making sure the talented youth of today have a way to make it in the real world, other than being an athlete, drug dealing, all that stuff. Specifically, I get supplies also to artists, photographers, poets, painters, dancers, whatever. And then whatever supplies they use in their product and they sell, we get a cut back, and it goes to more supplies, events, stuff like that. Why do we need it? Well, you talk to your parents, your grandparents. What do they think we're good for? Sex, drugs, thugs. That's basically it, right? We need to show them that we still have a sense of culture and tradition. We know how to carry ourselves. We have opinions, and we want to express those opinions. So here's a couple of examples. The one on the left is one of my artists. His name is Noah. I think he did this when he was a sophomore in high school. As you can see, we have respect for our troops. We have certain emotions, and we understand what's going on in the world. The one to the right is my own work. It's very important to me and will remain tattooed to my body until the day I die. On the left is, again, we know what's going on in the world, and we have certain feelings about what's going on in the world. It's a portrait of Trayvon Martin. And also, it's a classic traditional still life, fruit. We've seen that before. All right, our competitors. We have a lot of competitors. First, museum galleries you've all been. You've seen the Picassos, the Da Vinci's, the Warhols. Great artists, not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we need to appreciate young. Anyways, our other competitors, art schools. All artists want to improve their skills if they're serious about it, correct? So they're going to go to the best institutes. Sports. It's a little far-fetched, but stick with me. Athletes, doctors, when you ask children, they all want to be these things when they grow up. They don't think about, I want to be an artist, usually. So I put up some numbers, not to discourage anybody from being an athlete or a professional athlete, just some numbers to give the youth another option. You can be an artist, you can do whatever you want. Advantages. How many people have jerseys of their favorite player? It's more valuable when they're rookies, correct? Can you imagine if Picasso was 13 doing this? There are artists who are that young who can produce just as good art. Culture, we need to show that we know, again, we need to know like we can express that without being judged. And interest, we are interested in each other. We like to see how other minds our age act and react to situations. Another advantage, it's just because you go to an art institute or you're an athlete or you're doing this and that doesn't mean you can't be a part of 1KA. So in conclusion, I talked about the advantages, which are very open. You can be whatever type of artist you want. We do all things. We know about cultures. It's a way of expressing your feelings, your concepts. And I will be standing at the door, handing out cards with this information on it. If you want to get a portrait, you have a Christmas gift, Christmas is coming up, you want to get a portrait of your great-great-grandmother, and say you got this portrait from a 13-year-old boy in DC. She'll love it. and she'll love you. Thank you. My name is Jeffrey Miles, and I have